Good morning. It is Saturday, September 7th, I think. I think it's the 7th. I got out here almost an hour late. This has been a morning for the books. Not really, I don't want to remember it. I was supposed to meet our president of the association, Mike Murphy. I was supposed to meet him out here at 9 a.m. I'm on the road at 8:10. I'm going to get here in plenty of time. I get about a third of the way to Pasadena from Mont Belvieu, and I realize I do not have in the back of my truck a bag I had packed full of clothes and toiletries so that after I work out here and get nasty, I can go to my friend's house and clean up for something we're doing later. I had to turn around and go all the way back home and get that. And en route, going back to the house, suddenly my eye starts to swell up the same way it does whenever I'm around a cat. I'm highly allergic to cats. And so as I speak right now, my eye is weeping, throbbing, it's red. It is not very nice looking. So this is the point of coming out here this morning. Mike Murphy uncovered this months ago, 4 or 5 months ago, and we believe it's due to the drought. The reason why it had come to light after all this time. We've been working out here since 2017, and we never knew this was here. It was deep underground, grown over. I've said many times, if you miss mowing, it just takes a couple weeks for the grass to grow over these markers, and then they're lost to time. And we thought this was a marker that fell. We thought it fell. But no, this was designed as a flat grave marker. Now, when I cleaned initially, I did not have any idea that star was there. How beautiful is that? Fantastic. So we're out here and we're getting it cleaned up, and it's got some rebar on the back. Mike's going to come out and cut that off, and we're just going to make it an upright. It was made as a flat grave marker, and it's a little bit wider at the top than it is at the bottom. So it's like wide, and then it narrows down at the bottom, almost the shape of a casket. And for the fact that it's laid flat, I think it confirms our feeling that this is for a child.
No, this is different.
We have Mr. Daniel Mata out here. He restored those markers there that had fallen apart. He did several of them, actually. Did a magnificent job. He's out here right now talking to Mike about restoring some of the concrete crosses out here. Most of them are homemade, and we think he'll be very good at restoring them to how they looked originally. Mike's out there talking to him now. I'm getting really up close looking at this, trying to figure out what this name is. And part of me thinks there's a name here because you can feel a little impression. But at the same time, I think maybe not. I think this is that baby Leah Reyes who lived a day, I think. But I do for a fact see something here, and it may be daughter. It may say, because I think that's a D, and then I see an R. I think it says daughter, but I keep thinking something's here, but maybe not, because the last name Reyes is absolutely centered, dead center. So maybe it was just Reyes. Maybe it said baby Reyes, but I don't think it says anything here. I want to get something to put on there to fill in the space, to see if there is impression. But we're pretty sure there's nothing else down here. But we love these stones. We love them. Especially these homemade stones, and I cannot fathom the emotional situation of losing a child and making a marker for that baby. I just cannot imagine doing that task in the midst of the grief. And that's what happened on this day in 1937. 1937. Is that 80 years ago? Almost 70 years ago? Yeah, almost 80 years ago. That's why we do this. Each one of these markers that Pam comes out and cleans, or Mike weed eats around, or we gather around and tell a story about, every single one of these headstones was either handmade by a family member, and at the time they were laid to rest, every single spot where you see a headstone, a group was gathered around on that day when they laid that person to rest. It's beautiful. It's 77 degrees. But I just can't tell if there's writing there. I'm not sure. It's a beautiful day out here. Y'all have a wonderful weekend.